Welcome back. Turning now to Raptors men's basketball, their season was really a tale of two seasons. The first half of the year, head coach James Bryson's team just could not seem to play with any sort of consistency. They opened with two tough losses on the road, then bounced right back with two convincing wins, including a 105-96 win over D2 Passaic, when Andre Gaines and D'Angelo Vaughn each went for 24, and Tim Christian added 20. They then went on a win-one, lose-one trend over the next 10 games. A strong win over Howard, who was in first place in Maryland JUCO when MC beat them 77-63 behind 22 from Gaines and 15 from Christian, was followed by frustrating losses like the 91-78 loss to Southern Maryland. Now, in truth, some of this inconsistency could be laid at the feet of injuries and inexperience. Tim Christian, one of the stars of last year's team, broke both wrists in preseason, and it took him several games to round into form. And the team had just two returning players, Christian and Andre Gaines. Now, granted, they're a great starting point, but still Coach Bryson had a lot of new players to add to the mix. So as January rolled around, the Raptors were under 500. But when Hagerstown came to Rockville on January 8th, the Raptors looked at this game as one that could get them back on track. And in a way it did, though you wouldn't have known it at the time. The first half was a back-and-forth affair with neither team taking control, and at the break the Raptors were down by 3. But they roared out of the locker room on fire to start the second half, hitting from all over the court, running their break, and all of a sudden they were up by double digits and had the Hawks on the ropes. But they took their foot off the gas too early, and Hagerstown clawed their way back into it, raining threes and getting many second-chance opportunities. The Raptors' lead had shrunk to 1 with just seconds left when Hagerstown rebounded a missed Raptors free throw and set up an inbounds play. And with time running out, Hagerstown's Victor Blakey Jr. hit a desperation runner from 25 feet at the buzzer to send the Raptors to a crushing 92-90 loss. The devastating defeat rocked the team, and frankly, I wondered whether they would just fold up at that point. But that loss, as tough a one as a team can endure, seemed to galvanize the Raptors. Just 3 days later, they came back to whip D2 Chesapeake 84-74 behind 24 points from both Christian and D'Angelo Vaughn. And that win touched off their best run of the season as they took 8 of the next 9, including an 83-66 win over D2 Dundalk, where Vaughn lit up the gym with 27 points and 8 assists. Christian added 18, and Sam Igioma had a double-double with 13 and 11. So heading into the Maryland JUCO tournament, the Raptors were playing their best ball of the season and, more importantly, their most consistent ball. That continued in the Maryland JUCO first round when they knocked off Chesapeake handily, 85-63. As Vaughn continued his torrid run with 23 points, Zach Curran added 18, and Jordan McCants came off the bench to chip in 15. Their Maryland JUCO run came to a halt in the second round when Baltimore City edged them 82-76. But the big prize, the Region 20 championship, was still theirs for the taking. In round 1, the 4-seeded Raptors took on 5th seed Penn Highlands. Both teams started slowly, and it was a sloppy first half until about 5 minutes to go when MC went on a spurt to grab a 13-point lead at the break. The second half was all MC as their defense shut down Penn, and Andre Gaines controlled both ends of the floor for a 100-77 win. Gaines registered a 22 and 14 double-double. Christian also had 22. Vaughn 20, and Igioma contributed yet another double-double with 16 and 12. That sent the Raptors to the semis, where they took on number 1 seed Anne Arundel, who the Raptors had knocked off during the regular season. The first half was all Andre Gaines, as he repeatedly got open on the baseline. But the Pioneers stayed close by spreading the offensive wealth around, and after they went on a brief run near the end of the half, they took a 5-point lead into the break. The Pioneers continued their surge in the second half, showing great ball movement and scoring balance to build on their lead. And most importantly, they adjusted their defense to take away the baseline from Gaines. Now, MC hung tough and they kept cutting into the lead, but each MC surge was answered by the Pioneers, and they took the game and knocked the Raptors out of the tournament 90-73. The loss to Anne Arundel in the Region 20 semis ended the season for the Raptors. Naturally, they were disappointed. But you know, I think this team has a lot to be proud of. The way these guys responded to that devastating Hagerstown loss spoke volumes about their character. They learned from it. They played smarter ball, and they played their guts out to salvage the season. They were 7-9 and could have tossed in the towel after that Hagerstown loss, but instead they pulled it together. And despite a very short bench, won 10 of their last 13 to finish 17-12. And the players received several well-deserved postseason honors. Tim Christian and D'Angelo Vaughn made the All-Region 20 first team. Christian was also named to the All-Maryland JUCO second team, and Andre Gaines, honorable mention. And don't go away, because up next we'll be sitting down with MC Athletic Director Derek Carter. You're watching The Raptor Report.